Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So if you saw the end of yesterday's video, I told you what I was going to do today. The only thing I did was change the mold. I'm not going to make it too complicated. I'm sticking to one mold. So like I explained yesterday, Kathy Michelle from Michelle Creations is the first person I seen do this on her channel. After that, several others took the idea, but I want to give credit where credit is due. So Kathy, good job for figuring this out. I think I saw this be done from a foreign video a long time ago. There was no talking, no instruction, no anything. They just showed you what they were doing. So Kathy made it very easy to understand. So go check out her channel as well. And I'm going to do this because I want you guys to see, if you didn't see her video, how to do this. So what we're really doing here is making a master mold so we don't have to trim the mold. Now I'm thinking it's only going to be good on smaller molds. You can do any mold. This one, you could do something like this, you know, something that you purchase. This would even be easier because it's so much smaller. But I'm going to stick with this one because if it works really well, then I have a new master mold for my sunflower. What I did, this is one of our mold housings. This happens to just be a piece of PVC pipe that happened to be the right size for some of the molds that we do. Otherwise, we do 3D print our mold housings. And it fit in here, and you want it just slightly bigger for the first step. I took resin tape, which is this, because I wasn't sure if we're going to be pouring resin on this. Now, I know I said yesterday that I was going to be using my pressure pot, but I don't think I am because I don't know if that's going to pop this. I don't think it will pop this. Plus, I'm using 1 hour fast cure, so I'm definitely not going to use my pressure pot. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm going to look really closely to make sure we have no bubbles in our resin. But before that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rewind here. So I took my PVC pipe. I took some resin tape. So resin is not supposed to stick to this. You use this kind of for like river tables, charcuterie boards, things like that. So you don't want any leaking. That's what the resin tape is for. So I just went around this because I was not sure if the resin was going to adhere probably permanently to my PVC pipe, and I didn't want to lose this piece and break it open. So that's why I put the resin tape, so hopefully the resin tape is going to do its job. So now I have this. This is transfer tape. You can do this several ways. Kathy Michelle took some UV resin and used a different silicone mold to put it on, but I don't have a silicone mold that would be transparent enough to put UV resin to adhere it to that mold. So that's why I'm going to try transfer tape. So let me just cut a piece of this. Oops, that is, let me cut from this end. I'm just going to cut big enough to go underneath my, why is this? Oh, it's kind of jagged from other cuts, that's all. I want it big enough to go underneath this piece of right here. And we do use transfer tape on certain pieces that we mold. Normally acrylic pieces that I cut from my X tool that we're molding is what we use transfer tape for. But this is just my transfer tape that I recently got that works pretty well for the Cricut. So I'm just going to cut me a piece of this. I'm not, like I said, I'm only doing one. I don't want it too complicated today. I want you to understand. I want you to be able to go back and rewatch if you're not understanding what I'm talking about. So I'm going to press this down like that. And I do need to, you can use, I guess I could use UV resin. You know what? I'm going to press this down first. Hopefully it will stay. I do not know. I'm hoping, I guess you can, yeah, it's staying pretty well. This is not cut exactly perfectly, so hopefully it's okay. We really should seal around this. I cut the edge off just so it was not hard to handle. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to press it to the bottom. I don't want any leaking because we are filling this with resin. The first step is resin. the second step will be our silicone. So I think what I can do is take some UV resin. Let me grab some UV resin. I'm going to get my high viscosity one here. And get my UV light. And I'm going to cure it as we go, just to seal it in. I'm thinking I could probably do hot glue as well, which is what we normally do. I don't UV resin anything, but for the sake of the video, and you may not have a glue gun, I'm just going to use the UV resin. So I'm just going to go all along this edge so we don't have any leaking. Gosh, I hope we don't have leak. I'm so used to using hot glue. I've never used UV resin, but it seemed to work for Kathy. So I think I'm going to use it for myself. I'm going to just keep going around this edge. I may even do 2 layers. I'm using high viscosity just because it won't run as fast. You don't necessarily need to, but I'm just going to keep doing inch by inch until it's completely done. So let me get that done and we'll move on. I'm just curing it. I've got the UV and then I went around the top edge again just to make sure I had 2 layers, because generally I do that with hot glue if I was making a mold. It seems pretty cured, but I'm just going to let it sit there. I did pull out a color. This is Jeans by Octopus Inks. I just want to make it a color so I can kind of see what I'm doing in there instead of clear. I'm going to mix up, this is my 1 hour fast cure just to get it done quickly. I'm going to mix up 5 ounces of this, and this mixes really, really quick. It's very thin when you pour it together, or when you're mixing it together, it's very thin, but you don't have that long to work with it. So I want to make sure I get everything out that I think I need. I just need a dotting tool, and let's get 5 ounces, and hopefully I can always add more, but I just hope I'm not short. Now when you're mixing it, I probably should try to put this through the vacuum chamber, which I will quickly, just to get all those bubbles out, although there's really hardly any bubbles in here. I'm just going to mix it till it's clear. Like I said, we don't have too long. I do not have time to move the camera over there. I'm just going to run it through my vacuum chamber as fast as possible, because I don't want any bubbles in here. Maybe this was the wrong choice, but I'm going to try it anyway, and you're going to know whether it worked or didn't work. And you can use your normal epoxy. I'm just trying to rush it just for sake of time, because I do want to make a mold of this also out of silicone as soon as this is done. So let me get this debubbled.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright, rhinestones dancing, catching every eye.
I was able to get that on video for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do, push this down again. I am going to spritz just a little bit, not with that one. I want it to flow nicely, and I'm mostly concerned with filling the flower up right now with no bubbles before I fill up the whole mold. So we want to encase this entire mold in resin first. Again, this is going to be our master mold. Now I'm just going to pick out any bubbles that I see, go in any kind of corners. This is kind of a complicated one because I picked one with a bunch of facets in there. So facets against a 1 hour fast cure, not sure that was the best idea, but we're going with it anyway. Even if it's not perfect, you're going to get the idea of what I'm doing. And again, I want to say a big shout out to Kathy for showing. She did email me. I did ask her if it was okay if I put this on my channel, and she didn't mind. So that's pretty cool. We do need to give people credit. I don't know why some people don't like to give people credit. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's okay. I just wanted to shout her out. I'm gonna fill this up because it's getting thick and I want to encompass the entire mold right now. And I'm hoping 5 ounces is enough. It should be. And you can see through it. Yeah, that's plenty. I have extra. Of course I do. That's all I need. Now I'm just going to check for bubbles. I don't see any bubbles. I don't have any leaks. And I forgot to color it. Are you kidding me? I was so excited. I forgot to color it. Oh my goodness. You know what? We're going to color it now and I'm going to put it in some extras. I can't believe I did a clear one. I didn't want clear. Try not to get any bubbles in here. It is getting very warm. I'm just going to leave those swirls in there because that looks pretty cool. Let me grab a couple. I was going to do these two, so let's do them as extra. It works very well. Let me spritz these. For perfect molds like machine-made molds, this technique works amazingly for machine-made molds because you won't get that cut edge. Did I spritz this one? I don't know. I'm going to do it again. And I think I'm going to have some more. Now I'm not making masters out of these ones. I'm just pouring them with the extra, that's all. A little bit of blue in there. And I still have some more. It's getting kind of thick. Let me find something else. What else can I do? Oh my goodness. Let's do one of mine. I hope the swirls stay because it looks like I did that on purpose with that swirl technique. Probably because the resin is so thick. It's so weird how it goes from watery to thick so fast. And it's fully cured in 1 hour, which is what I'm going for. That way we can make a silicone mold. I still have some left. Let me find something else. Let's do I have enough for this rose? Let's check out the rose. I don't have much time left to get this in anything. Just squish it. Finish pouring it. I don't see any bubbles in that sunflower, so that's good. There we go. That one's done. I don't have much left, so I think I'm just going to put it into a couple of these turtle pendants. Well, I do need it a little darker for turtle pendants. So maybe I won't do turtle pendants because I don't want to see the bail on the back. What else can I make? What else can I make? Oh, here's this. That's too big. Oh my goodness. This is probably too big too, but you know what? We're going to go with it. And it is what it is. It's only extras anyway. This is that water ripple heart mold. It's a pendant as well. Up around there. Whoops. Look how thick that is already. So fast. I'm not used to it. I'm very new with this one, but since I'm learning how to work with it, I can find many uses for it now. All right, that's good. Everything looks great. This is not leaking. I don't see any bubbles in the flour. We should get a good casting of it. Let me get a lighter here. Pop these bubbles. Whew. I do see some bubbles along the edge, but those don't matter to me. I'm only concerned about bubbles in the actual mold itself. I'm not concerned about anything else. Oh, I just melted that tape. That's okay. That's it. Now, in an hour or whenever I can get back here, we will unmold these and I will show you the next step. Super easy. Super, super easy to do if you want to make a master mold. It's been about like 2.5 hours. Forgot all about it. It's definitely cured. I think everything is ready to come out. So let's get them out and see what we have. That is pretty. We need white behind. You can always put white on the backs if you want to bring out that color. Or you can just leave it transparent if you want to. I don't know what I'm going to do, but let's see everything first. That one is pretty. The swirls didn't stay. Well, if you look really closely, they are swirled, but it looks more combined. So you would really have to know to look at it, and most people wouldn't know to look at it. So let's look at this flower. Everything looks good. I was afraid to stir in more color because it was getting so thick. I didn't want to make any extra bubbles. So let's see this one. Beautiful. Is that a bubble right there? It could be up underneath, but maybe not. Oh yes, it is, but that's okay. You can barely tell. Nobody would know unless you told them. So that one's good. And here's the rose. This is a matte mold, so this won't look as shiny. But we can make it better. That's pretty. Very pretty. Okay. I'm gonna pull this off. Get rid of that. Let me see if I have something to... Oh, I don't think I need to pry anything out. Okay, I'm just going to pull my mold out. Okay. Carefully. Look at that. So that is the new master mold. Now, getting this out of here, that could be an issue. I'm not going to really worry about it at the moment. Don't want to break it because it is still trying to cure. It looks really good though. I don't see any issues with that. So this would be the master. Oh boy, is Don going to be happy. I should make more of these for him. Because right now, this is how he makes them. He glues down on the sticky paper, the whole thing, and then pours them, and then we have to trim them. But this way, you will not have to trim it. That's just a lot of work on my end in the background that I don't have. And you know what? I'm not going to worry about getting it out right now. I'm going to go grab some silicone, and we're going to make the mold. For this particular mold that we sell, we use 15A silicone hardness. We buy these big, huge 176 ounces. I wish they came in 5-gallon buckets, to be honest with you, but they don't. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to guess 3 to 4 ounces for this size. I should have probably just weighed mine, but I'm just going to guess. Let's say 4 ounces. I'll probably have extra, which you always need to have a plan for extra. And we usually have things already ready to pour if we have extra, or even for inlays or something like that. So this is actually by weight now that I'm thinking about it. Don has been making all my molds, and I completely forgot that this is by weight. I'm going to go weigh this and get the accurate measurements and mix it up. It's 1-to-1 by weight, not by volume. It's pretty close to volume though. You know what? I'm going to try this by volume because it's very, very close. And if it doesn't cure well, it's on me. So we're going to do by volume today. Do not do it by volume if you're at home. Follow the directions, but I do not have a scale in here. But I know it's very close. and it can be a little bit forgiving. Now you're going to want to stir this 3 to 5 minutes as well, just like resin. And I also put it in the vacuum chamber. So I'm going to get all these bubbles out when I'm finished stirring. I'm not going to hold you up for this. So I will stir it. I'm going to get the bubbles out and then we'll pour. I got it debubbled. So a couple things about silicone in the debubbler. It acts the same way as resin does. You only want your cup about half full because it's going to come to the top just like resin does. But silicone debubbles a lot faster than resin. So it's in and out really quickly. So you don't want any bubbles in here. You want everything to be completely bubble free. And just pour it right over your piece, just like you normally would when you're casting something. And you don't want any bubbles if you can help it, because that can ruin your mold. So I'm just going to fill this up. Let me see if those are... I see some tiny little bubbles in here. I just want to pick them out, just in case they don't dislodge by themselves. Oh, that one, I don't know where it is, because it's not coming out, so I don't know what that bubble's from. It's definitely not reachable, so I don't know why I'm seeing it. That's so weird. I could see it, but I can't get to it. It could be under a facet or something. I'm not quite sure. Maybe this was the wrong one to do. I don't know. We're going to know here when we unmold this if you shouldn't do faceted ones or not. I'm just trying to get... That is so strange because I could see them. I'm going to pluck everything I can out of here. And silicone does a really good job of degassing while it's sitting here. And then if you see them on the top, you can zap them with a lighter if you want to, but I don't like doing that. I like to I just blow them with my mouth and they pop. That is so strange. Why I can see 3 bubbles, but I can't get them out. So you could just pop them just like that. So I'm interested to see what that is. So let's just fill this up. If it cures, I kind of gauge how much is in there. And that's about enough in there. So I'm going to take the rest of the silicone into the silicone room. I'll just put a little bit more. And I'll put it in something Don's got already ready to make so I don't waste it. We don't need it thicker than it needs to be. If you see that it looks like it's unmixed, just mix it. But that looks crystal clear. Got one bubble that's coming up there, and that's it. And this will take, I don't know, a couple hours to cure. I do use my heat mat sometimes when we want to speed up the process. Not all the time. Most of the time we just let them cure naturally. And I'm just going to let it cure naturally too. So I will see you as soon as this is ready to demold. Let's hope we can get it out since I did it by volume and not by weight. It looks like it cured, guys. Yay! I didn't use the scale and it worked with the, that's the first time I've ever tried that to do it by volume. So I don't recommend it, but it did work. I didn't do anything to these extras. The only thing I did, I added this glitter glue in blue on these edges just to give it a little bit of sparkle. It's beautiful. I love it. So this is basically, we need to get this out somehow. Break the seal around it is usually the easiest way. I'm going to have Don have to get it out of the PVC pipe, so figure out something that you can get your resin out of, put it that way. Or you can even build a little box taped up, that way you can get it out easy. Let's see, let me try without ruining the mold. Just need to get one edge up. There we go. And we'll see how it came out. Look at that. A perfect casting. There you go. And so this is our exact mold. Our exact mold. Isn't that amazing? So thank you, Kathy, for letting the world know. I'm just passing on the information. There's really no need to pour this today, but I will pour it obviously on an upcoming video. You can clearly see it worked. So that is amazing. So if you have some small molds that you want to duplicate, that is the easiest way to do it. I can't believe how quick this was for you guys. Sorry it's not a long video today. I'll get you a few pictures and they're not going to take very long. All right, guys, I'm going to prep for the next video. I will see you over there. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart.